Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, July the 10th, 2019, and this is the second episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. Today, when we're trading, we don't get to set our hours and we don't get to set the days that we work hardest. And now that Bitcoin has made a top and made some moves lower, I want to record all of these indicators again for our case studies. Let's jump into it. Just a quick look at the disclaimer. This is just market observation, not trading advice. And here we are jumping into the 1 minute bar of Bitcoin prices. So we can clearly see the 1, 2, 3 top formation. They're always easy to see after the fact. And it was an ascending wedge too. This was building up to another ascending wedge that is a really bullish indicator. The trouble with these ascending wedges is that they are always top formations at the same time, and they are difficult to trade when you are zoomed in to these close levels. Now, I'm going to go back over these indicators again and review against the video from this morning because I was noticing divergences from this double top that was setting up. We could see RSI was diverging and said, yeah, but I went on to figure the whole thing was still bullish and going to blast $14,000. And here we saw the divergence. We saw the double top and this divergence. I did mention that if this trend line is broken on the RSI, that's not good. It had room to go higher, but if it's breaking lower, that's really important to pay attention to, especially at the double top level. Zoom into the 1 month view, get rid of that. Same thing, there's that trend line. Even though it has this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation in the RSI, even though it's all looking fantastic, at a double top, you just got to watch for the break, and it's killer if you're working to trade in these kind of close ranges. Better to have a smaller trade and wider stops. Really difficult to do. Easier said than done for sure. And here again, we're zooming in. We can see that RSI break. As soon as it's breaking away from this double top at this time frame, while we're zooming in onto a 1, 2, 3 top formation in a smaller time frame, this gets really important. These nesting 1, 2, 3s are where the decisions are made. So here we have the beginning of a 1, 2, 3 top, and it broke. And it broke below some significant levels, so that is a sell signal. Another variation is to sell on the break of the uptrend. So you portion out your entire position, scale your way in, scale your way out, not jumping in with the whole position on the 1 minute bar or the 1 hour bar even. You'd be easing in and out of your positions. So here is the top formation, and watching the RSI really bounced hard here in the 15-minute time frame. Let's go back. I wasn't watching. Still has room to go down to more oversold territory here before we can expect to dip. Now let's go on to the volume. I want to see this. I want to see where is it breaking down? Where is the selling coming in? Because we noticed the divergence here. High, a double high. We got a lower volume on the second shoulder. And mentioned it this morning and was prepared for the top formation, but didn't predict it as a primary review after the whole thing was done. This was still looking pretty good with this volume on this side, still looking pretty healthy. Zoom in, this still looks pretty healthy. We got enough volume here, but then it's dropped off. I know that when we get into the closer time frames, it goes negative, but really didn't give that much notice. Again, I was, it's going to go fast and extreme, and always off of a 1, 2, 3. Always off of a 1, 2, 3. So here we go. There's the big selling coming in, and it's considerably more than what we've seen back along here at this time scale. How about back up one more? How much deeper? It's not as deep as we've seen in other sells yet. So just got to pay attention to that. As we're zooming into the 5 minute bar, it's giving us a bit of a bounce here, but it's doing it. There's not enough change in volume yet. Now let's go on to the MACD. This is the one I said is the most leading indicator for me. And on the weekly, let me clear that. On the weekly, I'm watching these histograms and don't see it yet. Pardon the distraction. Then this crossed over and I was going, woohoo, the daily crossed over and got a positive histogram. That's bullish. Sure, it is. It's crossed. That is bullish. Zoom in. This is still bullish. It hasn't. Here's the first histogram pull back that dented the distance between these two. So the histogram pullback at this moment is important to watch. And these crossovers are still bullish to me. So maybe this isn't going to go too deep. Now we're starting to see a crossover to the negative side. This is just easing in. And should the histogram go negative, that would be more bearish. But all the way along, the histogram has been easing back. All the way along, as we have higher highs here, the histogram is easing back. And I'm just observing that. It's something we've seen before, but I always want to repeat it and emphasize. Here's the crossover and the crossover again. And we did talk about this. Now, when we have a change of direction, it generally starts out in the small time frames first and then unfolds into the wider time frames, which is how you can scale out of your position by doing nested 1, 2, 3s. We got a tiny one here, hardly worth reacting to. As it gets bigger, then you want to take attention to it, depending on your leverage in your trades. So 1 hour, 3 days. So this is the 15-minute bar. It did give us more of a divergence. Let me clear that off so I can scribble on a new one. But we've got the double top along here, and we had the negative cross, and then another negative cross. So as we have this negative divergence on the close time frames, and we're at double tops in the longer time frames, all of this stuff all adds together. Now let's go to the Ichimoku Cloud to finish this observation up. Didn't twist to the negative yet on the weekly. Didn't twist to the negative on the daily. We don't have the crossover of the conversion line over the baseline. The 12-hour time frame still has a positive crossover here and no twist to the negative. 4-hour time frame, are we starting? No, it's still positive, and we still have the histogram, the conversion line over the baseline. This is all still good. And now maybe in the shorter time frames, it's coming into the cloud, and we're starting to get a crossover of the conversion line over the baseline. The little blue line there is the conversion line. When it goes over, that's converting. And we do have a larger formation here. 3, 2. Now it's going to be creating a head and shoulders, giving me the feel that it's not going to just massively dump, but maybe we're going to get some sideways action here for a while and build a head and shoulders top formation in this time frame before it actually cracks lower. And I don't know why they always build head and shoulders. I don't know why we always have 1, 2, 3 top formation in the head of a head and shoulders, and we have a 1, 2, 3 in each of the shoulders on either side. And I don't know why I didn't trade them in the past, where I just don't, you see them setting up and then you don't take action on it. And afterwards you go, oh man. So let's go into the Bitcoin dominance. This one I was just sharing in our Discord chat. It's made a nice big swing. And I like this because this is the signal that the alts could be turning around. It's not time to jump on them yet. It's way too early. But you could start scaling out of your Bitcoin just as the way you'd be scaling into the altcoins, little bits at a time, as these 1, 2, 3 bottom formations build up and confirm. Let's head back to the 1-minute bars, and I'll tune in probably tomorrow morning and update this one again, go through all of our indicators to complete our case study of how this top formation unfolds. We already have the case study of the bottom formation unfolding, and we had these crossovers observed as they were happening. Back December 17th was the best one there for Bitcoin. I appreciate you guys hanging out here. Thanks for stopping in. I see we've got 13 people watching while I'm doing this. I didn't announce it anywhere. That's great. So give me a thumbs up. I'm looking forward to documenting this again tomorrow. And I am pulling together highlights from all of these short Bitcoin update videos, so that we can see the progression all the way through the bottom of the trade, all the way through the tops, the retested bottoms, all the way through what these indicators did, how the whole thing unfolds all the way past the top as we're coming down. And it's all case studies that we can use for all of the cryptocurrencies. You can use this for gold and silver. You can use this for anything that you're trading. Again, I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll sign off. Hi. Thanks for tuning in. Unless you've got a question. The next thing I'm going to do is the crypto alerts bull market spreadsheet. And I'm just going to give you a quick peek at it before I do the full video on it. I've expanded it now. So now we have the Poloniex Bull Market Watch and we have the Binance Bull Market Watch. You may know that the Poloniex Bull Market Watch, we started off actually back in September following through this. And now I'm updating it to be available for patron sponsors to have access to this spreadsheet and a deep weekly report on how this is unfolding. So we can see from the past that during this section of time, the color coding is orange and red is for selling. That's to get out. It's going down. Gray is neutral. It's in between the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So we can see this whole period of time throughout all the cryptos was gray and a few alerts, almost nothing to hold, very few. We could see which ones were the first to go bullish just by the color coding. Later, we could see where most of the market started going from alert to a hold status. And as that unfolded, we could see it finish at the beginning of April. And the first week of April, all of these turned into cold fish and all of them went gray. They all said get out. They had the exit signals. Now we start again April 29th, and we can see that we've gone into a depression for the alts where they kind of kicked up a little bit, but pretty much everything but Bitcoin was a complete rout as all of the alts have gone down past near fails into fail territory. So we could really see it unfolding from neutral to nearly failing down into failing as this went. Bitcoin was really telling us, and we could see it. Now the thing is to document that as it's unfolding for the alts. When is it going to be neutral? When are they going to be alerts? When are they going to turn into holds? Not just on Poloniex, it seems to be a less active exchange, but also over on Binance, so that we have all of the markets on Binance completely color coded. So patrons can now log into this spreadsheet, and with a glance, you'd be able to see which are the 5 markets that are alerts, which are the 2 markets that are holds in Binance. There are none right now in Poloniex. If I scroll over, head over, there's 1 that's a hold, that's Bitcoin, and 2 of them that are alerts. That's it. Everything else is a near fail or a fail right now in Poloniex. So if you're interested in that, there will be a link down below the video, and I'm happy to keep up on it. It's a fantastic study. I think it's worth tons. Anyway, where'd my live dashboard go? Tone Vase went bullish and BTC dumps. You can never, yeah. The 1, 2, 3 formation is the only thing to pay attention to. Everything else is news about it. And I don't know anybody else talking about the 1, 2, 3 formations. It's such a simple retest of a recent high or low, and use your risk control rules along with it. They're always there. And we'll see it unfold here in Bitcoin now, where we have the head and shoulders building up. Let's watch. Let's see if we get another 1, 2, 3 formation over on this right shoulder before prices break lower. Anyway, I'll sign off for now, and we'll tune in tomorrow for another episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos here on YouTube, you may also enjoy my newsletter. Begin by downloading the most important trading strategy we teach, and then once a week I send out an inspiring email about making your money work for you by micro-trading cryptocurrencies. You can sign up for that over at digitalcurrencytraders.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.